What's up, guys? My name is Gemini, and I'm here with your boy RJ, or my boy RJ, and we're playing Cuphead.
I'm everybody's boy, RJ. How about that? Especially
all right,
the ladies.
I'm here with everybody's boy. And yeah, we are here, and we are doing a tier list, and yeah, we like Cuphead. We're Cuphead channels now, so this is what we're going to do.
I hate Cuphead. Shut up. I fucking hate this game.
He's a liar. Don't listen to him. Don't
Cuphead
listen to him.
Can suck my balls. I hate this game.
Well, all right. Admit it. You enjoy parts of Cuphead. Because
I enjoy it when it's not hard.
If you didn't at least like it on some level, we wouldn't be sitting here doing this tier list.
I know. I'm doing this for catharsis. Catharticism?
Catharticism.
Is that whatever? Cathartic. That's what I'm doing this for.
So RJ's doing it because I'm paying him to be here, and I'm doing it because it's fun. So basically what we're doing is, you guys can't see it at the moment, but I have a list of all the Cuphead bosses, and we are going to be ranking them based on how difficult we find them. You know, like how difficult they were the first time we played. So like not based on now, because now me and RJ have like pretty much expert the whole game. We walk all over most of them now. So we're going to base our opinions on the first time we fought these guys, and we're not going to break it down in phases, because then we'll just be here for days. Because you guys,
yeah, the phases is annoying. Yeah. I don't like tier lists that do that. It's
nah.
like, why? Just do the whole boss as a whole. Like, because no one. I mean, I don't think most people judge a boss by the individual phase. Like, they usually look at it as a whole.
That's right.
The sum of its parts.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah. Exactly. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to break it down, and if so I've got a bunch of pictures here that I'm looking at the moment. Forgive me if any duplicates come up, but this isn't live anyway, so I can always edit it. So forgive my mistakes and my amateurish editing. Anyway,
even though you have live as a little header on the screen there.
Yeah, but that's a placeholder for your face. That's what's going to go there.
Oh, okay.
That's where your face is going to be. It does actually. It was on my screen. It says placeholder, but for me, it's but for you, it just says live, because that's what it used to be. All right, so let's get into this anyway. Now, these are going to be in no particular order, because we figured if we're going to do it from like aisle 1 to aisle 4, then you know it'll be largely the same all the way through, and we might just end up rushing. And we actually want to discuss some of these guys, because there will be a debate.
Oh yeah, there will be some debate on some of these for sure.
All right then, here we go. So number 1, first boss coming up. We have
what we got?
Cagney Carnation.
Ah, your old nemesis. Oh my
nemesis.
God. You people need to watch Gemini's Cuphead playthrough from like a couple years ago or whatever it was.
Yeah.
That was one of the first things I actually watched of him. And it's like a 6 or 7 part thing, because he does long episodes. And he got to Cagney, and holy shit. This man raged so he scared me. That's how hard he raged.
The thing is, right, a lot of you guys, a lot of my viewers and everything will watch my rage videos, and they'll be like, oh my god, it's so funny. But RJ actually pointed something out to me. He said it gets to a point where it's not funny anymore, it's genuinely concerning. Oh, you little bellboy! Oh fuck! Fully shaking and everything. Oh my god, look at his fucking smile. Everything about you makes me fucking violently angry. Fuck you! Oh fuck! No! No!
Very concerning. Very concerning. I don't care how he tries to animate it or like paint it or whatever. No, for me, I'm like, are you okay? Like, I want to give you like a hug.
I want to hug this guy. It's okay.
It's gonna be alright.
It's just a killer flower. So Cagney Carnation gave me a really, really hard time. I fucking hate this thing. I like.
Did we mention we're doing this? These are expert mode, by the way.
Yes. Sorry. Yeah. This is an expert mode thing. So we're basically
this is expert mode ranking, by the way. It's not normal mode. It's expert mode.
Yeah, because you guys also anyone that's played Cuphead will know that the difficulty jump between normal and expert is atrocious.
Oh my gosh, it is stupid.
It's crazy. Absolutely crazy.
My guys.
I did a live stream before that you guys will probably remember, where I was like, right, you know, I'm going to try and play through the whole game, and I was just walking all over everything until we got to expert mode, and then all of a sudden I just couldn't beat anything, and it's like, shit, is it really this much harder? Turns out, yeah, it is. RJ,
oh yeah.
These are our, by the way, these are our categories. We have non-applicable. You know, that's it. It is because it's non-applicable. That's just somewhere for them to sit while we think about it. And easy is just like, you know, first or second try, not really a big issue. Meh is like, it was kind of a problem. You know, you can see why people find it hard. Hard is like, shit. Yeah, you know, we're struggling with this one. Can I actually beat it? Stupid hard is when it's hard. Like, yeah, like when you start to like, when it breaks you down, like where you have to take a break from it because it's just so stupidly ridiculous. And then hashtag you guys still this is the thing that is like sort of synonymous with me and RJ at the moment. You guys won't be overly familiar with it until our collab comes out, but hashtag is basically what we write when we just cannot be asked. It's just like, it doesn't even matter anymore. Your life has no meaning. It's just like, fuck all of this, you know.
Well, if I'm not mistaken, so in my live streams of anything, I say a lot.
Yeah, he does. He always
a
says
lot, and Gemini sees that, and he just started typing hashtag
it just became our
in the comments, and I think that's where it came from. So that's the story behind hashtag
Yeah.
But yeah, so anyway, right, so let's get into Cagney. So
Cagney, all right, so what do you think then? Because I've got expert mode.
A lot of my experience is a little bit different than yours, because I did a lot of this first time on live stream.
Yeah.
And that definitely changes how you play, like how your enjoyment and, you know, how you play any game.
Absolutely.
You know?
Absolutely.
And you played it offline, and so our differences, our experiences are a little bit different.
True.
But Cagney was a shock for sure. That first stage, I know we're not gonna judge the whole thing by one stage, but like that first stage is brutal. The amount of like fucking seeds and everything flying around the air, like it's like, what the hell?
Yeah. Because like especially the first 3 phases when you first start playing, and like this is normal mode, but when you even on expert, let's say the first 3 bosses that you fight only have like 2 separate attacks that you have to think about, and a lot of the time they only do them one at a time. Cagney will throw everything at you all at once.
Everything's at once. And you're like, what the it goes on forever.
It does, It seems to never ever go, because phase 1 and 2 he doesn't change his appearance, so it feels like it goes on forever. You only feel like making progress when it gets to phase 3, by which point he's kicked your ass.
And because I honestly, phase 3 isn't that hard.
No, it's not.
Or whatever that last phase is, when you just spitting the little flowers at you and the little things come up from up above or whatever.
It's pretty straightforward.
That's really not bad, but it's just like you're so tense because you went through everything before that.
Yeah.
You're like, oh fuck, like I actually got here. So even though it's not hard, it seems like it's hard, but it's not. No. And the second phase with the coconuts or whatever, when he like opens his thing,
he throws like nuts at you, and
that's not really not that bad.
No, it's for me it's the seed gun, because it's freaking impossible to parry the guy. You know, like you can't parry anything, and when you try, you get hit. It's so hard
to parry.
Yeah. What do you think, dude? What's your placement for this guy?
I would do hard.
I agree. Oh my god, yay! We agreed on something.
I mean, it is mainly based on that first phase.
Yeah,
but it goes. It is more than, if you like see, like, you know, when you die, you see the, you know, the little checkpoint markers or whatever.
Yeah, man.
That first stage is like more than half of the fight.
Yeah.
So
it's stupid.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I think hard is a good spot for it.
Yeah. All right. Well done. All right, that's our first one, and we agree. So all right, so far we can tally it. We agree one. We haven't argued about anything yet. Yeah, give it time. Give it time.
It's coming.
Boss number 2.
All right.
Here we are.
My fuck her. Fuck that bitch. Fuck that bitch.
Hildeberg.
I fucking hate Hildeberg with all of my heart. Fuck you. Oh my god, that bitch. Oh.
He does not like hashtag immediately.
Oh my gosh. Okay, and this is where the differences in playing it live and then playing it not live come into play, because I know a lot of people say they don't mind her too much, okay? But my first experience with her was live.
Right.
And I went right into it. I didn't understand, like I don't even know if I even knew about the spaceships that well, right? And then that Sagittarius, I think it's Sagittarius,
with the bow and arrow.
That can go to fucking hell. I fucking hate that console.
That was the worst.
The normal mode with Gemini and Taurus are so fucking easy.
Walkover.
And Gemini's still, and Gemini's not. It's still. I mean, Gemini's always easy when I'm around. But anyways,
don't threaten me with a good time, bro.
Oh, I will. Gemini's not bad even on expert.
Yeah.
It's a little annoying, but that was because I wasn't doing the small plane that much. I don't know why. I'm just like not. I wasn't really about the small plane for some reason. But when I started doing it, it makes Gemini a lot easier to dodge the circles.
Because you can just outrun it. It's no problem.
Yeah, but Sagittarius can. Oh my fucking gosh!
Yeah.
I just. Oh, Sagittarius is the death of me.
It's easily the worst part of the entire boss is that Sagittarius. Because especially on expert, because he fires his arrow, which you have to dodge.
Yeah, on expert,
3 stars come off it, and normally on normal you shoot them a couple of times and they blow up. But on expert, they take about 5 shots each. They
don't die immediately. They don't, and they're constantly following you.
And if you've got if you don't kill them fast enough, the little mini Zeppelin characters come on, and they fire friggin' bullets at you as well. So it becomes like a bullet hell, even though it's not supposed to.
And not
be.
just that. But he'll still fire 3 more. He'll still fire more.
Yeah, keep going.
Matter.
It doesn't matter. He doesn't wait for you to finish what you're doing. He's like, no, you've had your chance. I'm gonna do it.
I had like 6 stars on me at one time.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, what the fuck?
Just like,
and then, so even when you get there, if you somehow manage through it, you'll die from because there's a little bit of phase before she turns into a moon.
Yes.
So I'll die in that part because the Zeppelins will come at way faster. They come way faster. And sometimes you'll get like 3 or 4 at one time.
Yeah.
Coming at you, shooting bullets at you. And so it's like, oh my gosh.
The green ones, they shoot like 5 bullets at a time.
I know.
Oh my god.
Oh my gosh. And then so like when you finally do get to the moon, you might do well, but like you're only at 1 health left, and it's just like, it's just too much. But here's the thing. So for those who did watch my stream, on my first expert stream on this, I think Gemini was in there.
I was, yeah.
I kept dying. I was just getting.
Yeah, this won't give you a lot of hassle.
Like to the point where like I was actually emotional damage. Like
emotional damage.
I was literally emotionally damaged. Like I was sad. My evening was ruined. I told Gemini on Discord, I was like, bro, like I'm legit sad right now.
Sad now.
I am actually down. Like I'm actually my mood is down. But the thing is, a couple days later, I played it offline because I was like, okay, guys, I'm just gonna do this offline. I cannot fucking do this online. So I did a couple days later, beat it in 2 tries.
Yeah, easy. So walked all over it.
It does play a factor when you do this shit live.
It really, really does. I can attest to that.
But I have to judge it my first time playing it, and so for me, Hildeberg would go, hey, you know what? Okay, she's not. I wouldn't go.
No, she's not quite.
For me, she is. Stupid hard for me.
Bro.
But what do you think? Let's hear you. Now, I know you didn't have as much of a hard time as I did.
I didn't, and I think it's because, for me, I'm relatively good at bullet hell. And when I was playing it on normal, I had these struggles where but through doing that, I learned how to counter the Sagittarius, because he's absolutely right. Sagittarius is the worst part of this fight. But if you can get past that and still have 3 health, you'll win. Like you can even just sit and punch. Yeah. Like if you were to just sit at the far end of the screen and just hammer the moon and let the other stuff hit you, you'll probably still win. Because it doesn't have all that much HP because the fight is nearly over, and the stuff isn't overly hard to dodge when you get used to it because the spaceships can be triggered. You either go through the red ones.
They have a rhythm to them.
Yes, they do, and you can as soon as you know that, it's easy. But Sagittarius doesn't. He's completely patternless. It's just like whack. Let's see if you can handle this bullet hell.
Oh my god!
I learned to get through that bullet hell by saving my big bomb, which gives you a few seconds worth of invincibility and does a shitload of damage for Sagittarius specifically. So I would save it, and then as soon as that phase came out, big bomb comes in just before he fires off his stars, and then that completely negates his attack. And you've done so much damage with that if you fire off a few more shots, you only have to dodge like 1 set of stars. So, if worst case scenario, you get hit by that, and then it moves on to another phase which you can handle. I agree that he's difficult, but he is the most difficult part of that fight. I have him probably, if we're thinking first try, the first time I played him on expert, I'd give him hard. Her hard,
I knew you were
sorry.
gonna do that.
Yeah.
I knew you were gonna do that.
Just because I don't think it was stupid hard, but it's because I figured out that little technique pretty early on. But yeah.
I'm not gonna agree, but I will say I do know that my opinion is biased because I did it on live.
True,
but...
yeah. He's only that's something else to bear in mind, guys. Is that we've both played this offline. RJ's first attempt at an expert run was live in front of an audience, which is like hugely compromising for somebody who's trying to concentrate on a game this hard. So
and also not being able to look up any extra strats or whatever. Nothing. Just went into it, no pants on or anything. Just went right into it.
Yeah.
And so
I had the luxury of
I didn't even
sitting
know
in
what
my
to
own
expect.
house.
I didn't even know what to expect. With the expert changes or anything, but like if offline, you can obviously look it up and get prepped up or whatever. But nope, not for me.
No.
Just came in all that shit, just no pants on or not, man. It's just bombs away.
No shoes, no shirt.
Anyway, so what's the next boss?
All right, so they're moving swiftly on. Oh, motherfucker.
Swiftly in parentheses.
Honeybottoms.
Who's that? Is that Rumor? Is that Rumor Honeybottoms? Oh
Rumor
my
Honeybottoms.
gosh. Oh my god. Okay, you know what?
I
put that
fucking
bitch in
hate this thing.
You put that bitch in You put her in because like it's funny though because now I would put her probably honestly somewhere between meh and hard.
Yeah, maybe now, but I still worry. Like if I sorry, go on. I interrupted you. Go on.
Well, because like Crackshot nullifies her.
Pretty much, yeah. It does make things a lot easier.
Like it nullifies that last stage, which is obviously like for me at least that was like the biggest problem was the last stage.
Yeah.
Because she's hard to hit, right? And even when I was told about Lobber, it helped. It definitely helped, but you still got to aim.
Yeah.
Because you have to make sure she's in the right spot for where it bombs away.
Yeah.
But it definitely helped. But Crackshot nullifies the shit out of her.
Yeah.
And if you use Lobber for like that long second phase, and then Crackshot in the last phase, bro, I'm not saying she's as easy as Goopy or anything, but like
no, but it does definitely decrease the overall intensity of the fight.
It does make you wonder how the fuck she was ever hard in the first place.
Yeah, it's like why did I struggle so much with this? But
yeah. But we're talking about first time through.
For most it was people, like fucking really like I've got it up here.
Shit.
Like definitely because
shit.
The way I'm thinking of it, I know we're supposed to be thinking first time through, which was really, 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 really hard. But even now, when I've S-ranked every boss and I've literally done a 0 death run, check it out if you haven't already. I went live and did a 0 death run. I've completed about 250% of this game on expert, like back to back, without dying once. I'm good at Cuphead, and I still, whenever I get to this boss, I panic. Like she is one of the points where I'm like, shit, if I'm gonna lose, it's gonna be now. Like this is like normally I'll sit here walking Cuphead. It's just like I'll fight this boss on expert and this boss on expert, this one, and I've beaten so many times that it's obvious. Like I am definitely gonna win. As soon as I start the fight, I know I'm going to win. But it's like, what kind of rank am I going to get? But with Rumor, there's still that doubt. There's still that shit. Am I going to win this one or will she just sneak me? I'd put her in stupid hard. Maybe even Like,
I think she deserves
Should
honestly.
we put? Is she going to be our first?
I think for most players, for first time expert players, right, during your very first expert run, she's going to be one of the hard stops.
Yeah. Well, first time through, first time normal playthrough, she cost me a screen.
Oh, fucking! Oh, and oh my gosh, this was also one of the bosses on his first time playthrough of this game, where his rage showed up, because most people she's one of like the few bosses where like everybody unanimously has an issue with in your first playthrough.
Absolutely.
She actually stopped my co-op playthrough with David.
Yeah, that's right.
She
because
stopped
you played it and you got to her and then she was it, wasn't it? Like you couldn't get
we
through
tried.
Yeah.
But and then again, though, we also didn't do any research. We didn't like understand really the game that well. We're just playing it, right?
Yeah.
And but she stopped us.
Yeah.
So in my eyes, that bitch is for a first time expert playthrough. I mean, for a first time normal playthrough, she's but on expert, she's too much. I mean, nowadays though, like if you get crack shot and everything, it's like a piece of cake now.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
like, but first time, oh man,
Dude,
that bitch is
yeah,
fuck you, Rumor. I hate
Rumor.
you.
All right, we're in
hate you.
dude. We are actually agreeing a fair bit on this so far.
Well, we've only done 3.
Yeah, true. Well, this one might change your mind a little bit.
Uh-oh.
Captain Brinybeard.
Ah, Brinybeard.
What do you reckon of this guy?
I know everybody thinks he's easy.
Yeah.
I'm not saying he's hard, but like,
especially not with crack
with
shot now.
still.
Like with crack shot now, it's a lot easier. But if we're thinking like first time expert,
yeah, it's like, I don't know. He's trying to think.
See, I've got him as like, meh.
I think I put him in meh.
Meh,
I think I put him in meh.
Yeah, you know what? I expected a lot more pushback on that because there is, like, don't get me wrong, he has his complexities and he can be awkward, but the truth is the difference between normal and expert for Brinybeard isn't all that much. It just seems to take a little longer.
It's not really much at all.
It's slightly faster, but it offers loads of parries, so you can build up your super a lot faster on expert than you do on normal.
And he shoots out, the little thingy shoots out way more pellets.
Yeah, so you definitely get, like, S ranking him wasn't overly difficult because of the amount of parries he gives, so hitting the parries was easy. The hardest part about S ranking him was doing it fast enough.
Yes, that fast enough. Yeah. Because even if you use the crack shot, it's just not fast enough.
Because it doesn't do enough damage, even though it's constantly hitting him. I found the safest way to do it because I didn't realize this, but you can touch the ship. Like, you can
I know
touch
that. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know that. So when I was first trying to S rank it, I was constantly staying in this little gap between the ship and whatever he was sending out at me. But what I didn't realize is if you stand right next to the ship, pick your most powerful weapon, which in most cases is the for a lot of damage. At the time, it was the roundabout. Yes, yeah, roundabout. Now, if you want like overall damage per second, it's the lightning one that I rarely ever use, but it's great for doing loads of damage up close, because you can narrow the shot and do a shitload of damage. But like even first try, like that roundabout was great for beating him, but I didn't know that when I first played it, so it took a while. But yeah, he's not super hard. Like meh, yeah, we managed.
I will say I think the hardest part for me was that last phase because it definitely shocks you. Right?
Oh yeah, the ship.
Like the ship, just like you fucking doing a hyper beam.
Yeah,
on you.
but it's a fire in his layers.
Because it's tough sometimes to be in the right position to where you duck, or if you want to be cool, you keep parrying the hyper beam.
That's right. Yeah. Just watch that barrel though.
But with the little barrel though still being around. Yeah. You know, I fucked up a few times just because like I would dodge the hyper beam, but the barrel was coming and I can't get out of the way. Like so. That was like probably the most frustrating thing. Yeah. But it's I don't think it's as easy as everyone makes it out to be. Yeah. But it's definitely not overly complicated.
It's not super hard. Speaking of not super hard, our next boss, are we agreed on meh?
Yes,
Meh. Our next boss is Sally Stageplay.
Keep her in NA. Keep her.
Leave her there. She's not applicable. You don't even have to. If you're doing a speed run, you don't even have to fight her. Just move past it.
She should have her own tier that says like was that it? Because like for everyone who's playing this game, normal or expert, right? You're playing through the game, you're getting your ass handed to you, you're beating all these World 3 bosses. You're like, okay. And Sally's like the second to last one if you're kind of like going in a forward trajectory.
Oh yeah.
She's the second to last boss of that world.
Yeah.
And so you're like thinking, okay, fuck hell, like, all right, Sally Stageplay, let's get we're about to get ready for it. And then like 10 minutes later, you're like, wait, what? I won? Wait, with all my health? What?
Like, this is a tier 3, but, like, don't get me wrong, there are some parts, especially on expert, where it throws you a little. Like, her second phase I find the hardest because she continues to do her thing. But the house, exactly, okay. Yeah. But then there's, like, you've got the babies dropping the milk bottles out of the windows and the mice going as well. And sometimes it's really easy to get yourself trapped especially without smoke bomb or something like that. Like if you're using smoke bomb, it's straightforward. Like it's real easy. And she has a secret phase. Well, she has 2 secret phases actually.
If you do the secret phase, if you activate the secret phases, this is where the fight actually becomes a bit challenging.
That's actually I would actually say with the secret phase, she's probably up at between meh and hard with the secret phases. But
yeah, I've seen it. I've never done it, but I've seen it.
I've tried it because I wondered if it was easier, and it is not.
No.
But yeah, I think we're both agreed that Sally Stageplay is like, I reckon they put her in aisle 3 to balance aisle 3. Because
honestly, yeah, I think she's there as a breather.
Absolutely,
I think she's there just as a breather.
Because if you, whichever way you go, you're going to end up fighting Rumor, Dr. Kahl, on the way to her. So, you're either fighting Rumor, Dr. Kahl, or Rumor, not Rumor, Captain Brinybeard and the mermaid, Cala Maria. All of which are much harder than she is. So when you're getting that close to the end of the game, because she's like the 4th boss from the devil, if you play it in the right order, so it's like, it's a nice little change of pace to help you, get by. I think everyone's quite surprised, especially on the first playthrough, where they beat her like in the first, second, or third try. After
she was
I think
she was one of the first like A ranks or S rank that I ever got. In World 3, and I was like, what the hell? Like, is she supposed to be this hard? Like, am I just a fucking alpha gamer? Like, is she supposed to be this easy? And then like, no, yeah, she is. So
she actually is. So simples. Okay, right. You ready for a fight?
Oh, here we go. Is that
son of a bitch? So anyone that's watched me play at any level has seen me struggle with this motherfucker. I'm not great at playing levels at the best of times, but Wally fucking Warbles. This guy made me almost quit during a charity live stream.
Oh my god.
I almost abandoned my resolve and cancelled my donation on account of the fact that this guy cost me about £300. I hate this motherfucker.
That boss made him reach his donation limit. Easily.
I was like,
oh my gosh.
Obviously, I was donating to charity based on the effectiveness of my gameplay, and then my viewers' donations would change things like the difficulty settings and random challenges and things like that. But it all went wild because it was a really popular stream and it was really successful, which I'm really grateful for and I was super happy with. But it meant that by the time I got to this guy, the game was nigh on impossible, and I was making donations based on every time I lose, and he was beating the crap out of me. But so I was like, shit, right, that was really hard. And then RJ played it and straight up S-ranked this fool first try.
Didn't even try to
didn't even break a sweat. And I'm like, you've been practicing? And he's like, nah, man. I was like, you fucking have, you cheated. He's like, I didn't.
It was in the same stream where I was live streaming my expert playthrough, and then I get to Wally. I had heard before that Wally was a nightmare because I was looking up some forum on Cuphead, and everyone kept saying like, Wally deserves a special place in hell. And I was like, what the fuck, right? But I didn't know why. No one was saying why, right? They're just saying like, like on my tombstone, I wanted to say like, fuck you, Wally Warbles, or what. I was like, okay, what is going on with this Wally Warbles? Like, I need to. I was like, so when I got to him, I was like, okay, I heard he was crazy, guys. Yeah. And admittedly, that first phase is crazy.
Yeah, man.
I was not prepared for how fast those eggshells come at you. Like the eggshells or like the bullet bills or whatever. Like I was not prepared at first for how fast they come at you. I was caught off guard. I really was. But I eventually just caught on, and then I realized the eggshells, they have a specific trajectory, no matter where if he shoots it up top, middle, or lower. They still come out at the same kind of spots. And so when I figured that out, I was like, okay, well, that part's a little bit easier to handle. Bullet bills can still be a bit tricky. You just need to have a good reaction to it, just really good reaction time. But then everything else was about the same. And I know the feathers was like more, but like I was always good at that part, even on like way back. Even when I was first playing this game with David, I was always good at that part because it just takes you just having to have a good focal point on your guy. And then just having that peripheral vision of dodging left and right a little bit to dodge the feathers. So that was never hard for me.
It's so hard for me. I mean,
his son
was the easiest. But
his son was pretty simple.
Yeah.
His son's not that bad.
Yeah.
And then the last phase is tricky only because so much shit's flying at you. And also like the perspective will be in a shitty spot. Like you'll be like, I don't know how to explain it, but you'll just like, it won't be just a static, he's in the middle, and you're flying ever. Like sometimes they'll be over there and you're over here, and then you can't dodge as much, and that can be a bit RNG heavy.
I agree. Yeah.
But honestly, though, it took me like, I don't know, 10 minutes.
Not even, yeah, like
to get to it,
and
I S ranked it.
Yeah, and you literally top rank. Like
I was like, Gemini, eat your heart out.
Literally, he even looked at the camera, and I was like, I'm sitting there with a bright red face, like veins popping out of my skull. Like, I can't believe you just embarrassed me.
I couldn't believe it either, but I was like,
God.
I'm good at Wally Warbles, I guess.
Yeah,
so
he's always better. He's always been better at playing levels than me, but Wally Warbles was just, go to hell.
But I get most players, though, Wally Warbles is the nightmare.
Yeah,
like,
he is. He's a lot of people's problem.
But I didn't have it. So for me, honestly, he's somewhere between hard and meh.
He's like you've got him like around here, and I like, if we're thinking first, because because the thing is, I love hurting this guy now. I love fighting Wally Warbles now because I know how to beat him. But like the thing is, back then, the thing is, when you play it on normal, you sort of learn how he works, and there's like safe zones to be. You know, the eggshells are never a problem really. Once you get used to the trajectory and things like that, because you only have to dodge them coming in a straight line. But if you stay all the way to the left hand side of the screen, they don't hit you. You know, they'll go straight, but as long as you go up and down, you're safe from that entire area. So you do that, and then he moves on to the bullet hell bit, which again is just a case of moving up and down. Really simple. And then it moves on to his son, which he gives you loads of parries, so beating him is really fast because you generate like super really quickly. But when you move on to expert, it takes away everything you thought you knew about beating this guy. Because because now it's not just a case of moving up and down to dodge the eggshells, because if you dodge up and down, they will still hit you because they explode earlier on expert. So they still hit you, and they move faster. And the same way, the bullet hell is always pretty straightforward. It's a little faster, but it's meh. But his son, he's surrounded by these little spiky eggs, and on normal mode, you just fly straight into it, and you stay within the eggshells, and you can pretty much down him before he shoots his first thing. On expert, they go twice as fast. You can't go in and out of that shit.
They're pretty fast.
So yeah, it sort of takes away everything, and then his last phase is pretty much the same either way, but it effectively doubles the amount of projectiles. But it's never too bad. There's ways around him, but that's thinking now. But back then, I could not fucking beat this guy. I had him right up here. Like, I honestly, right. If we're thinking first time on expert, I would probably put this guy in
Yeah, he hasn't been for you, honestly. But for me, he's I almost wanted to say meh just to piss everybody off. But let's put him,
like, can we put him in super hard just because it's like equal distant between hard and or do you think it may be hard? Because I think this dude was really fucking difficult for me. And for a lot of people.
And most people do.
Yeah, I know this is an opinion based on both of us, but since we can't come to an agreement, if we were to take a vote, say we were live now and put a poll up, I think that 90% of people would say this guy needs to be higher than meh.
He's higher than meh. He's higher than meh for sure. He's higher than meh for sure.
But he's not stupid hard.
Because if he's hard, I'm trying to think. Well, is he in the same tier as Cagney or Hilda, right? I'm trying to think about it.
I found him much harder than these two. Did you?
That's a
good way to judge it, actually. Did you find
Let's
Wally?
put him. Well, what I've heard is that if you want to get real strict with these tier lists, is that within the tiers, you rank them within the tiers. So,
right, okay. Well, then
let's move Wally to the front.
Yeah, like get out of my way, Cagney. There you go. So now Wally's right up here. Hilda. I actually found Cagney harder than Hilda.
Put Cagney second. Yeah.
All right, that's fair. Okay.
I guess I'll agree with that. I'll agree with that. I know you won't. You probably are still mad about it, but I'll give you that consolation. He is the hardest hard so far.
Yeah. So at least we got that. So he's right on the peak. He's teetering between hard and super hard. But so that's based on, because this, what you got to remember, guys, is these opinions are both of ours, and we have to come to an agreement between us. Otherwise, we don't move forwards. Because we both have a bit of a passion for this game, but we also have a competition sort of thing going on. We have a tendency to do something and then call each other out. All right, next boss, Werner Werman.
Oh yeah, he's a fan favorite. That's a fan favorite.
I absolutely love this guy. The music in his I play his level all the time. I'm really good at doing Werner Werman just because I love the music. It makes me bop. It's so cool.
I will say that second phase though it's a bit of a struggle for me.
It can be. Yeah, I agree.
That's the hardest phase. That's the hardest phase for sure.
No doubt.
It's tough to get to the right rhythm of dodging the bottle caps and the fire, and whether you make sure you're up or down, and all. For me, that's a bit of a struggle.
I would agree the second phase, but would you also agree that the first and third phases really, like, if you get to the third phase, you'll win?
Not every time, because the second phase was stressing me out so hard that
I usually
had I might have like 1 or 2 hits left, maybe usually 1. And I'll probably get hit, by some bullshit thing. I think in a vacuum, the third phase isn't that bad, even on expert. But it's that second phase grounded me down so much that by the time I get to the third phase, I'm still like fucking freaking out and like sweating.
Yeah, man.
But remember, we have to do this on the first time, not how it is nowadays.
Exactly. It's hard to remember the first time, but because I struggled with him. Yeah, I struggled with him.
Vermin was a bit of a struggle. That second phase was a bit of a bitch.
Yeah. I don't know if I'd go hard though.
That's the problem. I don't know if I could put him in the same rank as Cagney or Hilda though.
Because I think even though he was kind of tough on the second phase, even on expert, I think it only took me about 4 or 5 attempts to actually down him.
I would have to watch my live stream again to remember.
Yeah, I think so. I can't remember.
You know what?
I don't remember you struggling all that much. Meh.
But ahead of Brinybeard for sure.
Yeah. Okay.
Way ahead. Brinybeard's way ahead of him.
Awesome. All right then. Okay, yeah, I agree with that. I think that's pretty reasonable because it's only that one phase that really give me any trouble, and it's the same one that gives you trouble. And I think our audience will probably agree it give them trouble as well. Have you guys played Cuphead? All right, here we go. Here's another fucking sticking point. Which this one pisses me off now. Actually, you ready?
Okay.
This guy, Dr. Kahl's robot.
Oh, fuck you, Dr. Kahl.
Dr. Kahl.
Fuck you. I hate everything about that boss.
Yeah.
I hate it. I hate everything about that boss.
I'll tell you something I remember. Sorry, I just tell you this real quick before I forget, because there was, when Cuphead first came out, there was a glitch with this boss. So the first phase, right? The first phase did not count. You know, like when you lose to a boss and it shows you how much damage you did. So it shows you a little Cuphead silhouette and it runs along until you're lost. Well, phase 1 in the first beta of Cuphead did not count the damage you did in phase 1, no matter how much you did. It only counted after you got past phase 2. So if you were playing, so you could be shooting this guy for like a solid 2 minutes, but if you didn't get a phase 2, it would still show you an end screen saying, "Look, you didn't damage him."
I saw that before, and some other channel was playing Cuphead. I guess that must have been a beta or a long time ago.
It was.
I remember seeing that because people reacting. They're like, "Bro, you didn't do anything."
Yeah,
I'm like, how's that
literally
even possible?
Didn't hurt him. It's like, what? I didn't damage him. I was shooting the fucker for like 5 minutes. So I and a lot of other YouTubers when they first played it thought that he just had a ridiculous HP pool, which he kind of does, but it's not that bad. It's just because you don't, if you don't finish phase 1, or at least if you didn't finish phase 1, it didn't register how much damage you did. It just didn't tell you. It was like you did nothing. You're useless.
Well, that's just the tip of the iceberg for this stupid boss. I guess it's kind of a cool thing as a mad scientist, whatever. But for me, I just can't enjoy it. I can't enjoy it. I can't appreciate anything about the boss because I hate almost every bit of it. I hate the three factor first stage that when you shoot shit, they still do things to you afterwards.
They just keep moving.
That is beyond terrible. I hate that. And then there's even that when you finally shoot all 3, there's still that little phase between that with the heart, which is like, okay, but then you have like the magnet or the fucking bombs and always with the bombs.
The bombs are the worst because they will corner your ass. Like
the bombs make this boss a 0 for me. Like the bombs by themselves are the bane of my existence. I hate the bombs. And then they even make that quick little phase with the head
Yeah,
like,
because
really
that
annoying.
would be straight simple, wouldn't it? It's just
It would be
down.
super simple, but like, and
bombs.
I guess you can get into a circular rotation of getting the bombs, but like, it's still just why with the bombs?
Makes it take so much longer.
It's so fucking annoying. And then the last phase, yes, is another bullet hell similar to Wally Warbles.
Yeah.
And the feathers, and it is more complicated, absolutely, because you have like the electric things coming in up and down and shit, and you have to get to a right rhythm, but like. Yeah. It's just a this boss, if anything, it's just, I want to put this into a new tier. It's just like, I hate you, like, not necessarily
would
not
you
necessarily
put him higher
difficulty,
than Rumor? Like, do you think he's
no, I put him in stupid hard,
yeah,
because most of my bias is just because I just don't like the boss. I just hate the fight. Like, I don't have as much of, even for most of these fights are hard, I don't have a disdain for the fights. Like, I don't have a disdain for Rumor Honeybottoms.
No.
Or for Wally Warbles, but most people do. But like, I don't have a hate, like, I don't have like as much of a hatred for Hildeberg, you know, or Cagney, like, but Dr. just like, it just affects me. Like, it hits me in the soul. and I hate Dr. Kahl's robot. Yeah, I fucking hate his robot. But what are your thoughts? What do you think, man?
Now, like, that's another one where the first time I ever played this guy, he was nightmare fuel. I honestly thought there was a point where I was never going to beat him.
Watch his video recording on normal mode.
Dude, yeah. On normal. The first time I played, Christ.
That was another one.
It was so frustrating. And that's why it pisses me off so much now, because it took me so long to figure out this guy. You know, like, because there's always a way to beat them. There's tips, they're subtle, and some of it is RNG, but there are ways and means to beat all of these guys. But Dr. Kahl took me literal years before I figured out a comfortable way to fight him. Now, when I play him now, I S-rank him almost every time. And it annoys me because I know how now. I didn't then. And if you don't know, you can't do. So it was just super, super frustrating. He would beat my ass so frequently, and he would make me wonder, because he takes so long, because of his huge HP pool and his long ass friggin' phases. Because, like, the bombs, like RJ said, the bombs complicate even the more simple phases. So, like, when his head comes off, he malfunctions, the head comes off and it comes flying at you, and you could just straight up gun that down. If you've got a special saved up, you know, if you've got a super bomb, that goes down really fast. We're talking seconds, and you have to do that to get an S rank, because otherwise him going back and forth like that means he's only going to take 3 or 4 shots at a time, but it'll take about 50 to kill him. And all the time you're going to have to shoot down these bombs, because if you don't, they'll corner your ass, and it gets to a point where even if you shoot them, they still hurt you because they've got an area of effect.
That's the thing too. Oh, like, when I realized they still hit you, I was like, I hate this.
It's not even remotely fair. It's not supposed to.
You know what? Dr. Kahl, show up super hard. Let's move on. I don't want to talk about Dr. Kahl anymore. I hate that. I hate
no worries. All right, I'll tell you what. Let me cheer you up a little bit. There you go.
Oh, Cala. I can't be mad at you. I can't be mad at you, Cala. No. Can anyone be mad at you? Like, for real? Like, I don't think anybody can.
Bro, I watched the Cuphead series, so, like, quick spoiler alert. The show. Like, there is a Cuphead show. It's designed for children. I think it's awesome. I really like it. It doesn't particularly pertain to the game in any way, like, apart from the characters. But Brinybeard, our boy up there, he simps so hard for Cala Maria in the show.
Can you blame him? Come on.
No, this is the thing. It's hilarious.
Have you seen those hips?
But the size difference, like, the thing is, what you don't realize when you're playing the game is the size difference. Cala Maria could literally put his entire body in her mouth. Like, she could eat him.
Is she actually a giant?
She's massive. She's massive. She could crush him in the palm of her hand. She's fucking huge because she's a sea monster. But he simps like fuck. And so he's just like chasing her around. But yeah, as far as she goes, I didn't find her particularly hard, even on expert. Like, she has little things because she has unique attacks. Like, you know, when she turns you to stone, and her phase changes can be complicated because there's a lot going on all at once. And she can, on expert, she can throw 2 phases at you at once. So, like, she'll have these pufferfish that go up the screen, and they're not too hard to dodge unless she fires another projectile this way, because then you've got to dodge that way and that way, both at the same time, and if you happen to time that wrong, or just be in the wrong place at the wrong time, you're getting hit tough, you know. So she that is a complicated thing, but I would still, even on expert, only put her in meh. What about you?
agree with meh. For me, the issue is the last phase with the head. I know I've been told this to tricks, but whatever. I just can't.
Sure.
I always end a fight with 1 HP left. It's really weird. I always end up at the fucking end of my rope.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that because she's hard per se, but it's just I don't know. I have a little bit of an issue with that last phase, but everything else is fine. Surprisingly, that middle phase with the stone turning and the little eels is actually not as bad as I used to think when I first played it.
No, I agree. Yeah,
which is a big surprise.
It's due to replaying it, because now I know like how to avoid being turned to stone, and I know I know the best ways to combat the eels.
I mean, like even with my first time, because like what I expected to happen was like bullshit, right? Turn to stone, and then the eel starts killing.
Yeah, you get spray and prayed, and you get.
But honestly, no. Like if you get out fast enough, you can. They won't shoot. Like they don't just shoot at you right when you turn to stone.
No, they give you a second. And
which is
even
really,
on expert. Yeah,
which is great. Is great because it's like okay,
smash the controller.
The game's fair. The game's fair, which is nice.
Yeah.
Like
balance there.
But other than that, though, not much to say. But she's definitely ahead of Brinybeard.
Yeah. So
definitely ahead of Brinybeard.
There. Yeah. So Brinybeard is probably the easiest meh so far. Do you think she was harder than Vermin for you? I don't.
No. The bottle caps alone. The bottle caps for me almost put it at hard. Yeah, but just not quite.
Do you want an easy one?
Dude, come on, just bring them up. I can't see any of them. Just bring them up. Put him in the garbage.
This fucking psychopath. This fucking psychopath. No, he is essentially. He's one of the first bosses you fight. He's usually people's first or second boss, because you have to choose between either him or Goopy Le Grande. Not sure how you pronounce it. But yeah, he's an absolute cakewalk. He's designed to be a tutorial boss. You know, like to show you how the phases work and things like that, changes your perception. So you have to fight him straight on, then you have to fight his second phase in the middle from above, and then you have to fight this guy, differently. He's tutorial boss. He's easy. He's designed to be easy.
Yeah, he's easy. He's definitely easier than Sally for sure.
Yeah, he's not he's not easy the first time you play it on normal, but it does not take very long to get that guy down.
Is anything,
Nothing is. Yeah, that's the thing.
Nothing is when you first play through it.
Absolutely.
But, no, he's a, and even his expert changes aren't that much. So
agreed. It's agreed. All right then. So moving swiftly on, this dude is the Phantom Express from Railroad Wrath.
Mixed bag, for me.
Yeah.
Like, because he was a bit of a worrisome for me on normal. Yeah. And then on expert, he's a bit of a struggle.
Yeah. You know what, with this guy,
I don't know though if he's
first time I found him really difficult on my first try. Now that the DLC's come out, Crackshot makes this dude a fucking walkover.
With DLCs, Crackshot makes the whole thing a fucking
Crackshot.
I'm like, how was he even hard?
Yeah.
You know what? For me personally, he was harder than Vermin, so he would be at least at the last hard or the first meh.
I'd probably put him up here. I'd probably say he was hard, because I never think meh. I'm always slightly concerned that his last phase will dog me.
Okay, yeah, I can agree with that.
Yeah,
I can agree with hard, but like the last hard.
Yeah. The first phase I get through pretty, like the first and the third phase I find fairly straightforward. Like he does have some dickish moves, where sometimes you just because you can kill he has minions, little ghosts, and if you shoot them, little pink skulls pop out that are parryable, but if they touch your cart, it'll move it. And sometimes there's just nothing you can do. You can't stop it. So it's a bit of bullshittery, which makes him hard. But I wouldn't say he's stupid hard. He's not harder than any of these.
No, absolutely not.
To me, I think he was harder than her. But
really,
yeah. But only because I struggled so much the first time. The first time I played against him, we didn't have Crackshot when I first played against him, so I was having to, his third phase was taking a really, really long time, because you have to parry, and then you have to constantly parry and shoot. And if you don't have a really big super saved up, that part, if it doesn't kill you, will take so fucking long that you know, you don't get any kind of decent rank on it anyway. But that's all it is. That's the only difference. But I'm happy to leave him there.
Well, yeah, no, I'm not letting you move him above Hilda. I'm not letting you.
Not do that. Fair enough.
I mean, I'm conceding on letting you put her on hard. So, anyways,
right.
yeah. So yeah.
Okay then. Right. So this next one, right now, this is actually a little bit strange because I have here the phases of King Dice as separate bosses individually.
Was there no symbol for King Dice himself?
There is a King Dice symbol for him straight away. So would you rather?
Yeah, do King Dice. Put King Dice. Just put King Dice.
As an entire fight. Okay.
Oh yeah.
All right. So we can skip
because it doesn't matter
these.
because he's still easy.
You find him really easy.
I think he would be at the top of the easy.
Yeah, like the hardest easy one.
Yeah, because I mean, and part of because like you can pick and choose who you want. It's like a choose your own adventure fight, you know, and you can purposely choose the ones that are the best for you. I mean, yeah, it helps to. I mean, if you want to get the health or extra heart helps, you can. But honestly, I only do that just because I don't want to be stressing out. But like,
sure.
If you're a fucking Giga Chad alpha gamer, like you honestly don't need it because if you specifically choose the 3 fights, because you have to do at least 3.
Yeah.
The 3 fights that are best for you, and there's plenty of easy ones.
Yeah, there is. Yeah.
Like you can get through his minions no problem, and then his fight, King Dice himself is he does the exact same thing over and over again. Yeah.
He has
as long as you know to parry, you're fine. Parry and dive, and you're fucking golden.
Yeah, I think that it's for me. It was hard playing through in the first time because I didn't know the mini bosses, but now that I do, I always choose the same 3 and I never get hit by them because they're just, for me, they're the easiest. Everyone has their favourites that they find the easiest route to King Dice, but I always choose those 3 because whether or not the hearts fall in the right place, because they're random, that the little hearts, you know, they're random. You restart and they're random. Sometimes you get lucky and you end up with more health by the time you get a King Dice, but honestly, like you don't need them if you choose the right mini bosses. So I don't know if I would put him maybe in meh. He's like high easy or low meh. Because I actually let's go back to first time I tried him on normal, super hard. I was right up here.
But we're doing expert though. But we're doing expert where you've already played it.
Yeah,
you've already
exactly.
Played it. There's really no differences in anybody in his fight. So that's why I think he's easy for me. But but definitely the top easy, like the hardest easy for me. It's just...
I would agree now on expert, because like you said, there's no real difference. It's a slight speed increase, but if you can get to King Dice, you're already ready for the speed increase with expert.
I think he's the second to last boss. You already know how. I mean, you've been through everything else by the time you get to this on expert. Like, I mean, he's not.
Yeah,
like,
you're gonna.
When I did my expert finale live stream, you know, I thought I was gonna be in for some shit.
Yeah,
and I beat King Dice in like the whole thing with the minions included, like in 10 minutes.
Yeah,
or whatever.
Easily, yeah.
Like it's not, and I was surprised. I was like, whoa, that was okay. All right, cool. We fucking cakewalked King Dice, and so that's why I feel like he's easy. But can you fix Sally Stageplay to get her above the carrot?
Where what? Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, sorry. There you go.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right then. Yeah. So yeah, I think I agree with that for an expert, because like remember guys, we are working with experts, so we have played all of these bosses before, but it's how hard we found them on expert.
And like I had more issue with Brinybeard.
Than
with King Dice.
Yeah, I think I did, to be honest. Yeah, actually, that's a good way to look at it. I struggled with all of these on expert more than I struggled with him.
Oh yeah.
All right then, moving on. The big man himself.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, the devil.
Big D.
The devil took me like an hour to get through on expert first time.
I fucking struggle so much with this. He's another one of those phases where I'm trying to do a 0 death run, and even on normal, I'm sort of like, is he going to do me? Or, you know, I'm going to really concentrate here.
For me personally, that first phase can be hit or miss.
Agreed.
Because some things are fine.
Hard,
But like when he does like the 4 little symbols, you know, like with one of them being parryable.
Yeah.
If it's the circles, like just the actual circles, that's fine. But if it's the flame balls, oh, I'm fucked.
Yeah,
I can't dodge the flame balls.
Especially on expert, because he can do more than one at once. So like I've literally had it before where he's had an imp come out of the left side, his snake head come out of the right side, and 4 fireballs floating around on the screen, and I'm just stood in the corner like this, like, what the fuck do I do? Like, I can't dodge that shit. There's no way to go. If I go left, I get hit. If I go right, I get hit. If I jump, I get hit. I just like put the controller down, like, well, that's that. Yeah, right. Some of it is absolute horse shit. I would put the devil on expert up at hard. If
he's definitely hard.
Yeah. I think he's harder than
ahead of
these 3. Maybe not Warbles.
Whoa.
I think he's harder than these 3.
We got some issues now.
All right, hit me. What's your problem?
Definitely ahead of the train, for sure.
Yeah.
But
he's way harder than Cagney.
Is he, though?
Yeah, way harder than Cagney. On expert, yeah. Absolutely, he's way harder than Cagney.
I'm trying to think, like, at Cagney, though, you're still in the first world. You're not yet used to expert yet. Because even though Devil's hard, but you're still used to the bullshittery that expert's bringing you.
Yeah, true.
So I'm trying to think here, like,
all right, fine.
All right, you know what? Fine, put him. You can keep him as he is.
Yay! I won.
You can keep him there.
Like, you guys who are watching at the moment, like, let us know in the comments below if you agree with our decisions as well, because obviously me and RJ, we have our own opinions of our own bosses, and that's why we're doing this together, because mine and his differ, and we wanted to communicate about it.
And also, most people don't do tier lists with 2 people.
True, yeah, this is also true. So yeah, we are a unique yes, dynamic.
We're breaking the algorithm.
You know.
Anyway, so what's next? Hey,
bro.
You know what? Bust out a DLC boss. We haven't done one of
like
those.
This guy.
Oh, jeez.
Yes, easy.
Is that Glumstone?
First try.
Is that Glumstone? Is that Glumstone?
That's Glumstone the Giant.
Glumstone can suck my balls. I fucking hate Glumstone. Is exactly the same as Dr. Kahl. As Dr. Kahl for me.
Same sort of thing. Yeah.
Is exact because I just hate the boss. I just hate the boss. Just as it is. I just hate him. So I can't find anything good about him. I hate Glumstone with all of my heart.
He's well animated.
No, I can't even.
No.
I can't appreciate anything about that boss. I fucking despise its existence in the game. I fucking hate Glumstone. He is exactly the same issue I have with Dr. Kahl, but in the DLC. He is that DLC's Dr. Kahl.
Okay,
for me.
Yeah. Fair enough. So this guy with me, I do agree with RJ. I was only screwing around when I said he was easy. This guy was the first guy I S-ranked, and I was almost in tears when I first tried, because there is so much horse shit with this dude.
That first phase is the worst.
The first phase for RNG is really, really hard. And you think when you get to the end of the first phase, if you manage to scrape by using like the parry ring or something like that to keep your health up, for all the bullshit gnomes coming out of the ground and random fireballs and platforms that change depending on whether or not they can be asked. You get to the second phase and you think, all right, that's fine, and then these gnomes start popping up out of the ground.
The gnomes
behind because the thing with this second phase is they have like things in the front, like gnomes cheering and watching the fight, but attacks come from behind them. And the only way you can judge whether or not you're going to dodge these gnomes that pop out of the ground is if you see them, like, wobble underneath you. But if you're standing right there, you can't see them.
When you're focusing on the fucking hand puppets, trying to fucking
it's
throw a ball at you.
Like, even if there was no hand puppets, if you're standing in the wrong place, they will hit you, because you can't see them behind the foreground. It's in the way. So it made it really, really difficult to S-rank this guy, let alone beat him. But the only redeeming factor about this guy is that he gives you a lot of opportunities to parry. A lot of them. So if you are struggling with this dude, use the parry ring, because it will give you enough parries in the first phase alone to give you 6 health. If you can sustain it without getting hit. Which gives you a much better chance of doing the second one. The third phase, piss easy.
The third phase is almost insulting.
Yeah.
But how simple it is, honestly.
It's like one thing with one minion, if it even pops up.
I fucking hate this boss so much. I almost want to complain to the devs.
I hate this guy. You made us wait 5 years for this. How could you do this?
Well, because like for a game that lauds itself on balanced difficulty and balanced gameplay, it's like, how did they make a boss that is so RNG reliant in that first phase?
Yeah.
And probably even the second phase. It's like it goes against everything that the game is supposed to be about as far as difficulty and balancing. And so it's like, I would love to appreciate the hand puppet thing. It's like, oh, it's kind of cute and funny. It's the devil and King Dice. Yeah.
Yeah, I love
it. But how fucking can I when I have all these fucking gnomes popping up in the ground, and I still have no idea how to like telegraph the ball from hand to hand.
Yeah,
I still can't figure. I don't know if there's a way. I don't know. I can't figure it out. I have never figured it out, and so it's just like, fuck you. I hate this boss. I just wanted to be done with it and never do it ever again. For me, it's definitely he's actually for me. I hate him more than I hate Dr. Cahl.
Really?
So he would definitely be in the stupid heart, but the number one
spot. So should we?
I don't know if
agree?
I would do though. I don't know if I would do.
I wouldn't go nah, because like because once you with the parry ring, his first phase is there's a bit of bullshittery, but you can get through it. Especially with the parry ring, you walk all over it. The second phase is but the third phase is meh. So for me, I'd probably put him between hard and super. Can we agree that
if you put him in hard, I will slap you.
Really? Are you that like adamant that this guy?
I know most of it is because most of this driven by rage.
Yes.
But like he for me he is harder for me than anything in that hard tier. Wow. By far. Absolutely. I never.
You know what? Yeah, probably for me, him and the devil are the same. So.
Oh no! You keep him as strong. I will fly to the UK tonight. Literally, you keep him in stupid hard. If you don't want to put him ahead of Dr. Cahl, fine.
Yeah, that can be our agreement then. He can stay second place.
You keep him ahead. Yeah. You keep him there.
You know, like
fuck you, Glumstone. I hate you.
But I don't know though, because when I look at Dr. Cahl, I think these two were easier than him. But that's our agreement for now. Anyway, this next one.
I can't see your pointer.
Oh, sorry. Can you not? Okay, sorry. So the devil and Dr. Cahl both give me more trouble than Glumstone did. First track.
But then it's like, well, Wally Warbles should have then too.
Exactly. Yeah, this is the thing. But yeah, you're right. Actually, yeah. So fair enough. We'll leave him there. Next boss, this guy, right? This guy's a funny one. This dude, Mortimer Freeze, the wizard, the ice wizard from Snow Cult Shuffle.
He's deceivingly challenging.
He is. Now, this guy for me is the second hardest S rank in game. Full stop. But we're not thinking S rank, we're thinking first try.
On expert. And honestly,
I think he was fucking... I think he's super hard myself.
I had the same issue with him that I do with Kala.
Yeah.
Where, like, I think it's fine, but then I get to that last phase and I have like one left, and I'm like, what happened?
Yeah.
Actually, for me, the issue is the second phase with the refrigerator.
Yeah, that's kind of... That's probably the worst.
I can't time the rolling and the whatever, right?
Sure, yeah.
I can't seem to telegraph it fast enough. I know there's a way to tell what he's going to do, but I couldn't figure it out fast enough, so I always take
For me, it's his minions. That. Like, I got the rolling down, I got his attacks down, but it's one thing to dodge his attacks, but if those minions happen to come out at the wrong time, you're going to dodge his move, only to fly straight into a lollipop or an ice cube or something else that he's thrown out there.
Annoying. Yeah, the lollipops are a bit annoying. But I would either put him. I think he's harder than the train, but I'm trying to think of, because if that's the case, then the train either stays as the last hard or train goes down to meh.
Yeah. I don't know, because for me, he's harder than Glumstone for me. Honestly, I've got him here. Like,
what the fuck?
I swear to God.
For real?
Really,
For
yeah.
real?
Honestly. But I didn't struggle half as much with Glumstone as I did with this fucker. Like, this guy gave me so much trouble. So much trouble.
Okay.
It may be because by the time I got to this guy, I had discovered the wonders of the parry charm. And it's fucking irrelevant with this guy. it makes
That's
no,
true. You get
know.
like 2 chances to parry.
Yeah,
tops.
you get 3 at the absolute maximum, and you have to wait. You have to goad him into them. That's why getting an S rank with this guy is so difficult, because not only does it take ages to kill him, but sometimes he just point blank refuses to give you parryable items, which means
sometimes
you
you'll
can't
go through that
him.
first. Because in the first phase, the only time you can parry is with his tarot cards. But sometimes
That's right.
may not
Sometimes he
send out a
doesn't
tarot card
give you it. Yeah, he doesn't.
You don't get one that can parry, and so it's like, well, fuck me. But obviously we're not talking about that. We're just talking about
that's right. But even first time, I struggle with him more than him. Maybe even more than Dr.
You know
Kahl.
what? Put him to compromise here, because dude, I can't see him being in the same level as Kahl, and I can't. But put him before the devil.
Before the devil, like here,
like right before, because I don't think you would say he's harder than the devil. No. Yeah. There. Yeah. Because do you really think he gave you more problems than the devil and Wally Warbles?
Definitely not Warbles, but
okay, that's the point I'm trying to make.
Yeah. So yeah, all right, fair enough. That's a good balance there.
Yeah.
All right, no problem. Okay, well this one's a little bit easier. This one.
Hey, it's Ryu and Ken.
Ryu and Ken, exactly. Ribby and Croaks.
Ryu and Ken.
For those of you guys that didn't pick up on that, there's Ribby and Croaks have a direct Street Fighter reference. In fact, they have several Street Fighter references, even right down to the colours they wear and the stances they take as the fight begins. Yep. It's exactly the same as Ryu and Ken from Street Fighter. Well, Street Fighter 2, because no one ever played Street Fighter 1. It doesn't exist.
Actually, it really doesn't. I've never heard anyone talk about Street Fighter 1 ever.
It's not a thing. It's not a thing. And they even do Hadoukens, you know, like...
I honestly would put him either the top easy, because he's definitely harder than King Dice.
Yes.
On
or
expert, the last meh.
I think
or the last meh.
Yeah, I think that's last meh, because his first phase is manageable. You know what? Once you get it down, it's manageable. Because the Fireflies, as long as you've got Roundabout equipped, all you got to do is keep jumping and then parry where necessary. And if
Roundabout will make quick.
Even if you're not trying to S rank this guy, or if you're not bothered about a grade, you can literally just hold duck and fire when he punches, and jump and fire when he does his Fireflies. The second phase is really, really simple, because you just got to stay in the middle. The last phase is the one that gives us the most trouble, and even then, it's nothing on any of these guys.
There's a tad bit of RNG with the last phase, because like you could get the same thing 3 times in a row, because I've had that happen to me.
This is true. Yeah, this is true.
But 2 of them actually aren't that hard, honestly,
no,
in my opinion. Like the one where like it's just jumping to platform to platform. Yeah, they get faster, but like it's really not that bad. No. The one with the flames coming out from top or bottoms, not really that bad, because you can either because the ones that go up, you can literally just be on the ground and they'll just go right over your head.
That's right. So, just stay still, and the ones that go down,
simple.
You just jump. Well, if you stay all the way to the left of the screen, just jump, because you'll slide
and on the first
off.
Phase,
anyway.
The first phase, when he starts, doing the Hadoukens or whatever, if you're not trying to parry, you can get through it pretty fine.
Yeah.
If you're just worrying about just dodging them, it's not bad really at all.
No.
So, yeah, he was definitely harder than King Dice.
Agreed.
But I don't know. I don't think he'd be as hard as Brinybeard though. Yeah. So yeah, that's right. Put him.
Okay. Another really easy one. We got our boy Goopy, the killer full stop. This guy.
Put that. Actually, no. Put him in. He's a fucking Giga Chad. No.
Again,
he's a
tutorial boss. He's even easier than these guys for me. Like this. I
think he's technically supposed to be the first boss.
He is.
Because if you go by how simple he is, and how little you need to do,
everything right down to his design is just designed to be very, very simple. His design doesn't distract you. Yeah.
Even the parries are basically given right to you.
Yeah, it gives you 3 parries intentionally, like that.
Yeah. Purposely to tell you, like, oh, parry this.
He's there to teach you. How to parry, how to duck. You can avoid all his attacks by ducking. You get exactly 3 parries, and the jumping, obviously, because his last phase is always above you, so it teaches you how to aim.
Yeah, you have to you either have to force yourself to aim or
jump.
Jump or whatever. Which it's annoying. The tombstone is annoying, yes, because it's always moving.
Yeah, like first try, it's a little bit difficult, but by the time you play him on expert,
only has. Yeah, on expert though. Are you kidding me?
The truth is, if the first time you play this guy on expert, you will likely A or S rank him, because you already know what to expect from normal mode, and he's that easy. Like it's
and he's not much different.
no,
He just jumps
slightly
faster.
Slightly faster.
Yeah, he just jumps a bit faster, and that's about it.
Yeah. Moving on. Oh fuck.
Uh-oh. This is my DLC's version of Wally Warbles.
Yeah, basically, yeah. We've been waiting for this thing to crop up.
I love this boss.
I can't stand this boss.
This was one of the because I'm not a huge fan of, or I'm not one of those who talks about like design and backgrounds and details and things like. I'm not one that usually talks about that stuff. But for that boss, even though I was getting my ass handed to me on normal mode, I couldn't help but have a fucking smile on my face.
Yeah,
I love everything about that boss. I love the 4 different designs. I love how it's cowboy themed. Maybe because I like the cowboy aesthetic. Maybe that's
it could be.
like
Just the entire aesthetic is. I can agree with that.
I love it.
Honestly, the aesthetic for this was a selling point for me because it was great. Like the music was brilliant and everything. Like all of the attacks, I love the 4-phase thing. How you can watch it go from a saloon to a cow to the meat grinder to the sausages to the can itself. It's
everything.
A really morbid, curious.
It's telling a story, which is really nice because it's trying to rob a bank.
Yeah.
And then its plans get foiled, but then it starts like turning into then the meat and then the cans. Like it's just telling a cool story, right? Of like you thwarting a bad guy.
Yeah.
And it's just and I think I am biased towards the cowboy aesthetic because this is a bit of a side thing, but like Rockstar, they make Red Dead Redemption and they make GTA.
Sure.
I've never been a fan of GTA.
No.
I've never played one ever. But Red Dead Redemption, I fucking love Red Dead Redemption.
Okay.
And they share similar
Western
things
GTA.
about each other. So I think I just have a soft spot for Western stuff.
Yeah.
For old Western style things. And I absolutely love it. So even though Expert was also harder than normal mode for sure, I just couldn't help but just be happy. And then when I beat it, I got the trophy for the S rank, and I was like, "No way,
this one too.
No way!
I
did
likes
not
all the
just
ones
do
that
that.
he beats. He likes all the ones that are
didn't
easy.
Do it.
He likes the easy ones. That's what it is. He doesn't like a challenge. Amateur gamer. Amateur.
Yeah. I was like, what the fuck? Like, no way! I did not get the S rank, and then I chose you great, and I was like,
So what? Right. So all right.
Fuck! I was like, I got an S rank on Esther.
I don't believe
and I knew
it.
Gemini, and I knew Gemini didn't like Esther, so I was like, hey, Gemini, you see this?
It was another one of those moments where the S rank comes up and he just sort of looked at the screen like, ha. It's like, you bitch.
Yeah, pretty much. Oh my gosh. Yeah, so for me, I have a very biased opinion on Esther.
Esther's his girl.
But where would you put Esther? I want to, because I know you, Sean. Where would you?
Fucking hate this one. I hate this one. I fucking hate this one. I hate it. 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 I fucking can't. I screw this up so much because every time I think I'm getting it, it changes. It's like it's got so many different things that it can do, particularly on expert. It's like there's so the phases that I think are easy one time are really hard the next. So like the sausage phase, I think is just absolute horse shit. It could be
a bit annoying.
It just throws like there's some parts of it where it's just like, oh yeah, you thought you were dodging that. Well, how about fucking no? And it just whomps these sausages out of nowhere and it cracks you. And the thing that it spits out a meatball that not only spins, but on expert mode it homes. Did you realize that? On expert mode,
because I got an S rank, so not really.
Fuck you. Also, it spits out these T-bone steaks that 1 in 3 times is parryable. But what you don't realise is on expert mode, they trace after you. They follow you. So if you happen to get sausages on the top and this thing on the bottom, you've got nowhere to go. So you've just got to pray that that thing is parryable. Because if it's not, you're hit. Unless you manage to go small at the perfect time.
Well, actually, here's the thing. Here's a little... I don't know if you know this, Gemini. Here's a little hot tip.
Go ahead.
Which helped me, is that so I always, because I didn't really fuck around with many of the other accessories.
Sure.
I just kind of kept smoke bomb, always.
Yeah.
Smoke bomb works on the plane levels.
Yes, it does. I actually only learned that recently myself.
That saves that, and I had that for the fight with Esther, and so yes, there's a shit that kind of with the sausage on top or the
But you can dodge the other. If you stay at the top with smoke bomb, you can walk it.
If you have smoke bomb, you go small.
Yeah.
Not only do you go small, but not only do you go small, but you actually do.
You go
disappear for a second. You disappear for a bit, just like you would in the regular level. So I think that's what also helped me with this level, because I had smoke bomb.
Yeah.
And so I'm just dodging, I'm just disappearing through shit left and right, which also helps in the last phase.
It
with all the
does,
little
because they
jalapenos
split.
and shit
Yeah,
coming at
that's
you.
only just occurred to me that you do that.
If you have the smoke bomb, you just dodge everything and you're fine. And so you don't have to like try to get between the little crack. You can just smoke bomb.
You know what?
Right
he's right as well, guy. Like it didn't occur to me, because I only just learned that the smoke bomb does work in the plane levels. It gives you that split second of invincibility. Yep. I didn't realize how effective that would be in this level until I've just considered it now. I'm like, holy shit, you can. I was using the parry ring, because she does give you a reasonable amount of parries, especially in like the second and fourth phase.
Oh,
even
yeah, the second
one,
phase for sure.
Yeah, and the fourth one, loads. It's absolutely loads.
Oh, yeah, fourth phase. It was like always 1 or 2.
But
like
it's hard to get to them, because there's 2 lines of sausages that have to be dodging, as well as the chili she spits out. But that's not even a factor when you've got the smoke bomb, because you can just poof in and out, up and down. I didn't realize that. So that, yeah, all right, fair enough. That's okay. Good tip. Good tip.
So you can take her out of and I think I'd be fine. I mean, I don't want to, but is she harder than Wally?
Yeah. Yeah. She's harder than Rumor for me.
Like, you know what? Actually, no, she was harder than Wally for me too. I will say that. She was beating my ass.
Yeah.
In that first normal playthrough.
For me, she was to me, she really is like, to me, she's here for me.
Oh gosh, no.
But to compromise,
fuck that. Okay, you know what? We'll keep her there for now.
Yeah.
She may go as the number 1 for hard though. We'll see how the other bosses
see
come
what
up.
happens. Yeah, see where we balance out.
But for now, I'm fine with her being there.
Okay, here we go.
Oh, there's our girl.
There
she is.
Dembusto.
That's this DLC's fucking Cala Maria right there.
You know, Amelia Earhart.
This is another fight where, like, okay, this is like where I'm like, it's like a fight where it's hard as shit, but I loved it. Like, not as much as Esther, but
it was unique, wasn't it?
It's so fucking crazy.
Yeah,
it's so crazy. You know, and I mean, yes, it is a bit annoying when the perspective changes. And
sure.
But I've been told though, actually, it doesn't. The actual controls don't change. I've been told they actually don't change.
No, they do.
The perspective fucks with you.
Yeah,
and it makes you think that they do. But
anyways, they do. They definitely do, because now that I've S-ranked it, I know I know that it changes, because when it goes left the first time, the controls don't change. But when you're upside down, down is up and up is down. And when you go on the left-hand side, right is up. That's how you keep shooting her, because that's the point where she always dies for me. Every single time, because I always do the same amount of damage up to that point, because I've
actually been a bum on that phase, and I've actually done a full rotation. I've done a full rotation.
I'd be lying if I said I haven't. I absolutely have. It took me so long to get it that I can totally admit that, because there's some points where I was trying to, because you can't. It's hard to aim when you don't know which button is up. You hold it up and she starts running sideways, and it's like, what the fuck? I didn't press that. Where you going? You fall off the end of the plane.
But the thing is, because the first 2 phases are pretty damn simple.
Yeah, it makes her not too bad.
Especially the dogs, like it's not even a fucking phase, and there's so much shit to parry.
So that's real simple. The first phase isn't even all that. I'd probably put her like low hard.
She's either lowest hard or top meh for me. But actually, I think lowest hard is better. I think she's better. Yeah. I think she's good enough to be in the hard tier.
Yeah, because to me, she's.
But actually, she's harder than the train. She's harder than the train.
She is harder than the train. To me, sure. She's harder than Cagney and Hilda. But again, compromising. At least we can.
I don't know, because like as a whole fight, I don't think the dogs are harder.
I think that her last phase is harder than Cagney's whole fight to me.
But I only think that because it just fucks with you so hard. But
yeah, maybe like it's probably, again, that's something else we've got to bear in mind, guys, is that we're ranking DLC bosses as well, and we've only had a few months to practice the DLC bosses. But the main game bosses, we've had literal years to get used to. So, if we've played it before, which both of us have, it was a lot easier to get used to the early game bosses than the new ones, because the new ones are specifically designed to be different and unique and like a change from what the game's already trained you to, so that you don't just walk in and piss all over it. Because there are people that are absolute experts at Cuphead but struggled with the DLC because it is different, and that's the point. It's supposed to be hard. It's supposed to challenge even old players as well as the new ones.
If I think of from start to finish and how hard I struggled, I just don't like the dogs took me way less time than Hildeberg or Cagney. I spent more time trying to beat Cagney and Hilda than I did with the dogs.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
And so I'm trying to think of it as a whole fight because again, those first two phases are so fucking simple.
Yeah,
you breeze through it,
especially with the crack shot.
Right through it.
Like for crack,
you breeze right through it. Yeah, especially with crack shot.
Crack shot with the first
you breeze
phases.
right through it.
Yeah.
But like when I was fighting Cagney and then Hilda, like just to get from to start to finish just took me so much longer.
Yeah. All right, so we agreed on this position though.
But I think absolutely I mean he's definitely harder than the train for fucking sure.
Sure.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Right, okay then. Next phase, next boss. This dude. Well, all of these dudes.
Oh fucking hell! I have such a mixed bag with this. I've said this on my live stream so many times.
Yeah. Because I really like the aesthetic of this boss. I love the whole like old school gangster aesthetic. The mobster
gangster setting. I absolutely fucking love it. But for me, it's funny that you bring up that one, the Anteater, because that's where the whole fight just goes downhill for me as far as like just enjoying the fight.
Oh yeah. Like I struggle with that one because it's really hard to know if you're doing any damage to the guy.
There's that, and also like you have very little time to hit him.
Yeah.
But also it's like he doesn't look like a mobster. He doesn't fit the aesthetic. Like it's like the aesthetic goes right out the fucking window.
I don't know. Like
when he shows up.
Because when you said that, I was like, well, I wonder because he shows up with the snail, and the snail is the big boss. But he's
the snail
really weak.
Looks like he looks like it, I guess.
Yeah. Now the snail is the mob leader, and this Anteater is his
like, I guess he's like his goon, whatever.
Yeah, he's like his biggest
muscle.
goon. So it's like because all the other bugs are scared of the Anteater because it's a fucking Anteater. It eats bugs. So with it having the bowler hat and things like that, it kind of fits the aesthetic and it fits the character. I did get what you were saying there. It's like, because you said he's not even an insect. But then it dawned on me, I'm like, yeah, but he eats them, and that's the point. Because the ants are all coppers. If you've noticed in the first phase, the police show up as well as the mobsters.
Yeah, they're bugs too. Yeah, everyone's bugs. Yeah, I get it.
But the police specifically are ants. And this main, like, big bad here is an Anteater. So he's specifically been hired by the snail boss to combat the police, the ant police.
Okay, it might make logical sense.
Yeah, it does.
I still don't like him. So I still don't like. Again, I don't like that last. Right. And also, it just takes fucking forever. It's so fucking boring, and it's just like you have to like constantly move back and forth. And he goes sticks his tongue out for a like split second.
It is frustrating. I'll give you that.
It's just not enjoyable. It slows everything down.
But as far so we're
as far as difficulty,
it's not that enjoyable. But as far as difficulty goes, how hard did you find this guy? Because I'm prepared to put him at a high meh, low hard.
I want to put him in the meh because part of my difficulty with him was because I wasn't even having fun.
Yeah.
So it was making it harder for me.
Yeah. For me, he's harder than all of these. But like I think he's harder than them four. But where do you place him? Do you think he was harder than Cala Maria?
Yeah, trying to think. Because the first phase is not bad. Second phase can be a little tricky to dodge the...
Yeah, unless you've got Smoke Bomb or Miss Chalice, in which case that bit's easy.
Even with Smoke Bomb, I still time it wrong, and I get hit.
I found that really easy. The second phase was the best one for me, because I didn't even get hit.
It's still the best one, but sometimes I would still get hit.
Yeah.
Because I might have used Smoke Bomb too early or something.
Fair enough.
I guess that's a whole fight.
Yeah.
Fuck. I guess so.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. Like, was it really harder than Werman?
We'll bear him in mind. Like, we'll think about see what else ends up in meh, and then see if he's harder than them as well, and like see whereabouts he ranks on the thing.
I guess we could put him there.
Because I actually found this entire fight quite hard. Harder still than all of those fights.
It's so tough for me to. Because those first two phases are so much fun, and they're so cool.
Like
it's tough to think of. Like it's like hard to think about like how tough it is when you're having so much fun.
I did love the knockout, like the fake knockout with the snail. That was awesome.
That was a bit of a fake
really
out.
Nice
that was kind of funny. it's just So I'm just trying to think if like was it really hard or do I just have a sour taste in my mouth because of the last phase, or I guess second to last phase. I don't know. We can keep him there.
Yeah. All right then. Moving on. Next one. You ready?
No.
I think I'll do this one for us because it's real. Like I think we're both agreed.
You wanna make another row? Can you do that? Can you make another row and have us say the trash can?
Yeah, you do. That's actually what RJ said to me. He said that he's not even going to rank this motherfucker. He's just going to take a trash can and just.
Can you just put him in the trash can, please?
Yeah, I'll just get rid of him.
Can you change NA to trash can?
That could be it.
Yeah, that's where he belongs. He belongs in the trash can. I cannot explain to you guys the oh my gosh.
The disdain.
Well, actually, no. This boss is not exactly as much disdain in my heart like Dr. Cahl or Glumstone, but the difficulty is absolutely no joke.
Yeah, like
it is not even funny how
because he's the last
hard
boss.
He is.
Because he's the last boss of the DLC, you think, right, he's probably going to be on par with the devil. This guy takes the devil's lunch money, right?
Oh my gosh.
This motherfucker is so unreasonably hard. It's not even remotely fair. It gets to a point where it's not even funny. Like, I am someone, unlike RJ, I can appreciate the amount of effort that's gone into animating this guy and, making the transitions as epic as they were. And if you watch the fight, it's mind-blowing. But to be in it, especially on Expert, is just... You get to a point where you almost feel sick because of how...
When I did this on stream, Gemini was in it with some other people, and they were trying to get me to keep playing.
Yeah, we made him keep going,
like,
and he was sad.
I'll keep going.
He was
but
so upset.
I kept losing. And I was like, guys, I have to go.
Yeah.
Like, and I was just like, not in the mood.
Sad. Yeah.
I was just emotionally
It bummed
drained.
you out.
I was like, I'm never doing that again. And it fucking ruined my whole night because I played longer than I wanted to. So I was like late from the gym and all this shit. I was like, fuck you. Like, this is all because of Saltbaker. Saltbaker did this to me.
This guy ruined my yoga session.
And I will say, I'll agree. Like, if I hate a boss, it's hard for me to appreciate anything about the boss.
Yeah.
But I don't hate Saltbaker like I do like Glumstone and Dr. Cahl. So now if I'm just thinking about the boss, I'm like, yeah, like no, like its transitions are pretty amazing, especially when you have like the Miss Chalice in the back, or if you're playing as Miss Chalice, you have the Cuphead or Mugman in the back in the
really
case,
nice little touches
in the vase, which is like music. Crazy.
Damn, the music, bro.
It's very, it does feel like a final boss. It's like, and I love the build up, the cutscene build up before it, and you go to the shop, and you go down the cellar, and the shadow, like just like it's old school villain. Like it's pretty cool. Like it is really cool. But man, what sucks is because you want to talk about the difference between normal and expert.
Mm-hmm. Like that's the biggest jump.
There's just no preparation.
No.
Right? I played this back on. I played it again on normal. First try, A+.
Smoked
didn't break a sweat.
Yeah.
And then it's expert. Like, but then you go to expert, and like 2 hours later, you're like crying. And
I think it literally triples the difficulty. Because this guy, right, for me, Saltbaker, and I've said this, I think I said this on stream as well, Saltbaker on normal is harder than Isle 1 on expert combined. I would agree. Them,
I would agree.
Because I struggle so much with him. So much, even on normal, he's like the most frightening part, especially considering he's the last one. When I did my zero death run, he was what I was worried about. He was what scared me. Rumor Honeybottoms, she made me think. Dr. Cahl, she made me think. And the devil, there's several bosses where they sort of, if I was going to struggle with anything, it would be them. But Saltbaker was the one where I was like, this is where I'm going to die. And it was so, I think I did it with 1 HP remaining.
Yeah, the fear actually sets in
It's
with
palpable.
Saltbaker. It is absolutely, utterly ridiculous. The first and second phases are just bonkers.
Yeah.
Right. Especially for me, more so the first phase.
Yeah, man.
But yeah, I mean the third phase, I don't even know why they even did it with the little fucking dancing things or whatever. That was pointless. It should have just. It should have just. It should. I would rather they skipped it and just had me to do that last phase just a little bit longer.
Yeah.
So, but that last phase, it's a bit tricky. Nowhere near as hard as the other two, but
No.
it's just. But by the time you get there, you know, you maybe have one HP left, maybe two. But like you're so fucking scared and tense and nervous and sweating and everything. You know, palms are sweaty, mom's spaghetti. You know, like it's just everywhere. It's just everywhere, man. It's just everywhere, and
knees weak.
Oh my gosh! I think I actually had to do Saltbaker off camera. I think I beat him off camera.
Yeah,
I did. I had to. I couldn't.
Well, you had to go to the gym anyway. But
I did, and I didn't bother trying to do it again on live.
Nah.
I'm done.
Like as funny as we have Trash Can, he's like the fucking number one.
Oh yeah,
he's like the.
And
worst.
The thing is, and it's unanimous too. This is not just
This
not
just
an
us.
opinion.
This is everyone. Like
everyone who plays Cuphead, normal or expert, 99.1009% agree. He is the hardest boss in the game. There is no discussion about it.
Nah.
Very little.
Even the best players, you know,
you can't. You could look at any other tough boss. You know, Wally, Esther, Dr. Kahl, you know, Devil, whatever, anybody else that is like also really tough for a lot of people.
I'd rather fight any of them.
If you try to argue they're harder than Chef Saltbaker, it's like no. Obviously, you haven't played Chef.
You are wrong.
Obviously, you haven't played Chef. You haven't played Chef Saltbaker then apparently, because like you wouldn't be saying that if you had.
F ball shaker.
Anyway, so yeah, he is number one, but he's also Trash Can. Keep that in mind. He is also Trash Can.
Also Trash Can. He's like, if you guys can think of other areas where he should be, then yeah, like they're not even remotely fair category. He's up there.
No, please comment below if you think he's somewhere else, and I will ignore your comment.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll in fact dislike it, and I will report you.
We will report you to the YouTube authorities.
Yes. This one I bring up just because this one's a funny one because you literally only have one chance to fight it when you first play through. You can actually refight it. I discovered a way to refight this thing, but
only on PC apparently. Only on PC.
Yeah, I think it's only on PC. Yeah, but you can only fight it on normal. This guy has no expert difficulty at all. It's just always
that's fine. You could bring him in there. He's an interesting fight. He's actually pretty tough for just like without a particular difficulty change or whatever.
Yeah. I thought he was hard.
I mean, I thought I you know, he was not a cakewalk for me.
No, definitely not.
No. I think you know what? He's the new top easy.
Really? You thought he was easy? I would have him in hard or meh, at least.
Oh, I don't know if I put him in hard. He's not hard. Okay, you know what? If you don't want to do that, you know what? Actually, no. I agree. Actually, put him ahead of Brinybeard.
Brinybeard. So
I don't think he would. I don't think it was as hard as Cala. I think Cala was still tougher as a full fight.
Now that I'm thinking about it, once I equipped the crack shot, because I wasn't using crack shot at first, I didn't know what to expect when I went into the fight the first time. Because for the rest of these guys, we've been judging them based on our first time on expert, but with this guy, it's just our first time full stop because he doesn't have an expert mode to run. And on the first time, I found him really difficult until I learned that crack shot auto aims, and it's like, oh. Well, that's easy, you know, because you just have to face one direction and then smoke bomb when you need to, and it's pretty straightforward. And
I didn't even do it with crack shot.
No. What did you use? What did you use?
Probably roundabout. I wasn't using crack shot yet.
You can't hit him with
I wasn't using crack shot until expert, I think, or something.
Well, fair enough. Yeah. Okay, yeah, I think we can leave him there because, like, it didn't take me all that long to figure out how to do it.
And at the end of the day, it is still only one mechanic.
And it's optional. It's optional, is that?
It is optional, but also like the fight itself is only one mechanic. There's only one. There's no other phases. It's the exact same thing that it does over and over again.
Yeah.
And so, but it's still tougher than Brinybeard and I think everybody before it.
Yeah, I think so too. All right, then let's move on. What about this bitch?
I mean, for a lot of people, she's become a bit trivial.
Yeah.
But
she's not.
I think
too difficult.
First time an expert, that last phase is a bit tricky for me.
Yeah.
Those heads are pretty tough. I mean, you got to be constantly moving with those heads flying everywhere.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
I know for some people they don't like one of the food phases. I particularly don't have an issue with really any of the food phases.
There's some that
like whether it's the
harder than others,
cupcake,
but the
whether it's the
cupcake gives
cupcake,
me
the
trouble.
jawbreaker,
Yeah.
the
Jawbreaker's
carrot, candy corn,
Candy corn, yeah.
or the pinball or whatever.
Yeah,
gumball,
it's like a
the
gumball machine. Yeah.
I mean, they really don't have any. I don't have any really big issues with any of those. It's really just that last phase with her and the castle and the heads flying everywhere. But when I say I'm torn between either the new hardest easy or the lowest meh.
I'd say the lowest meh, just because I feel like she gives me more trouble than any of these do. So that's a good position. But the first time I played against her, I found her harder than Ribby and Croaks and Werner Werman.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, I could see Vermin.
Yeah. But
Ribby and Croaks is a bit interesting. I'm trying to think of how hard a time I had with all those first time, and I think definitely easier than Vermin. I just personally just had an issue with the bottle caps, and that second phase just really got me.
Mm-hmm.
But
what do you think then? Maybe like low meh, lowest meh.
Well, definitely a low meh. But I'm trying to figure out if it's before.
I think it's harder than Ribby. No, wait. It's hard because I'm trying to think of back then, because now I think she's harder than Ribby now, but I didn't use her. Because I beat her like first try. Even on my first ever playthrough, I beat her first try.
You know what? Move Brinybeard to the lowest meh.
Yeah?
Now that I'm really thinking about them now, I think Ribby was harder than Brinybeard.
Okay. All right, we are actually nearly done here, guys. We're getting pretty close. Yeah, sorry if you guys are bored of us talking about this, by the way. But I hope you find it at least a little bit interesting to hear our opinions on a game that's this hard. And I'm really interested to see if you agree or disagree with our choices. But the reason we're spending so long talking about it is because we feel like we have to justify it. Because it's one thing for me to say, oh yeah, Sally Stageplay, she's really easy. Somebody else, one of you guys in the audience might be like, well, why? What makes her so easy? So we're discussing because. But yeah, anyway, should we move on?
No.
No? You're not ready? You want to keep on bitching about the Candy Princess?
Yep.
Well, I'm going to have a bitch now because me and you were going to have a disagreement here.
Oh.
Beppi the Clown.
Oh, Beppi the Clown.
First time ever.
That was one of your first toughies.
Yeah. Now, first try expert, fucking easily up here with Wally. Yeah, probably there. I wouldn't say super hard because he wasn't harder than Wally, but this guy was the first one that ever inspired me to buy new weapons because he was just fucking impossible. It was so stupid, and like I kept on thinking I'm getting used to the phases, and then they would change. Like, because his third phase where he's on the donkey actually has two parts to it, and they are entirely random.
They're two different variations.
Yeah, and the train the roller coaster that passes through.
Oh, it's so fast.
Random.
It's so fast too.
It's super quick and it's super random. So sometimes if you hit the wrong RNG, if the roller coaster passes at the same time as the yellow donkey, if you're not standing in the exact spot that you need to be in, you are getting hit.
Yeah.
No matter what. Unless you're really good with smoke bomb, which I didn't have equipped. I've got him right up there because I thought he was really fucking hard and he made me want to die. What about you?
He was actually one of the first bosses too where I learned about other shots.
Yeah.
When I was playing him on normal, I think it was actually Lily, as a matter of fact, who recommended. She was like, get 6 shot or something like that. And
shout out like, Lily the cat.
And
with a pin star.
So that's when I started realizing like the power of using the other shots. Because up until that point, I was just using fucking pea shooter.
Pea shooter the whole time. He did as well, guys. For those of you that didn't know, he was using pea shooter the whole time for his first playthrough, like pretty much right up until that point.
Up until Beppi, I had been using pea shooter. So I beat like all of World 1 with pea shooter, a couple bosses of World 2 with pea shooter, and because I was just too afraid, I guess, to like experiment with the other shots because I didn't know what they did, and I didn't want to waste my time. I didn't want to waste my time, you know, wasting my coins or whatever, like buying things that weren't going to be good. Like I didn't want to have to buy. I didn't want to end up buying, you know, what's a shitty one?
Round no, not lobber. What's chaser? The
chaser or something,
spread shot. Spread shot. Oh, sorry. Well, the spread shot, which is the red one, which fires multiple things at really short.
Well, that one was good in like a couple fights. I'm trying to think of like one. Oh gosh,
the green one, chaser.
Converge. Is that the blue one?
Yeah. No. Converge was the electric one.
No, I'm talking about the blue one. Then the new blue one, that goes upwards or whatever.
Oh, the twister, twist up shot.
Something like that. Like I just didn't want to buy a shot that's useful like in one fight, and that's not just this just isn't good.
Yeah,
like
that was just a fucking Mega Man prop. So, that's all that was. It was a hint.
But it's a tough one for sure. I mean, the speed of that roller coaster is no joke, and also the bullshit with like the donkey and the roller coaster at the wrong time can really be annoying. The dogs, there's a lot of dogs on expert mode of the balloons,
loads of them, and they can spawn right on top of you as well. If you're not right in the middle of the screen, they can just pop into existence and you get hit.
I don't think I had a worse time with him than the devil. I would put him ahead of Cagney for sure.
Yeah.
But I don't know if I would put him ahead of Devil or Mortimer. So.
Should we stick him right in the middle then?
Yeah, definitely ahead of everyone else. Yeah, the ones before him though. He was definitely harder. Than everyone else.
Because these two.
Well, okay, sorry. First thing for me, no, not against of Hildeberg, but that's what we're agreeing.
Yeah, but we've found a balance here.
With our because
Oh right, okay. Here's an interesting one then. Djimmi the Great.
Djimmi. I've heard people have a lot of trouble with Djimmi.
Yeah, I think they do as well. And I think I did the first time, but on expert, no, because I knew what to expect.
I love Djimmi.
Yeah.
I really like Djimmi.
I do.
Even when I was first playing him with David together, I actually liked Djimmi a lot.
Yeah. Really cool boss.
Yeah, especially when you finally do figure out how the pyramids work in the last phase.
Yeah, and
it becomes a lot better.
The phases are really cool as well. I love how intricate and like inspired it was. You know, like having them with the Cuphead puppet and things like that, and the sarcophagus phase. It was really really cool. I absolutely.
I think I have the same appreciation for Djimmi as I do for Esther.
Yeah, I think that makes sense. You sort of love the aesthetic.
Which is funny that they're both plane levels.
Yeah,
that tells you where my preference goes.
Yeah, you and your plane level.
But as far as difficulty, even on expert, honestly,
meh.
I don't know if I put him in meh. I think I put him in easy.
Do you think like higher than Stageplay?
But like the hardest easy. I did have trouble with him than King Dice, but. I think I put him in easy.
Yeah. Okay, dude. Okay. Right. Okay. So now I have an interesting point because I've run into a crossroads here because there is one more major boss for us to discuss. There's one more main one, but there are also the DLC included a what was it?
The King's Gauntlet.
Gauntlet. That was it. Not Chariot. Gauntlet. Now the Gauntlet consists of 5 characters that you can only use the parry to fight. Do you want to discuss those and rank them in this video like this, or should we just move on to the last actual boss fight where you get to use weapons? Because...
Interesting. I thought there were 26 bosses in total. But it looks like there's less. That's fine. That's fine.
There is.
Wait, hold on. Who's the last boss? Is it who I think it is?
If you're thinking big green and fucking ridiculously
unfair. Why would you leave him for last?
I didn't mean to. It's completely random.
Oh, Grim Matchstick. He's the only boss to make me cry.
You know what? Right? He made me cry.
He made me cry.
On
this, and this was when I was playing this offline too. I wasn't in front of a camera, and
I was so upset with this guy. He made me feel ill.
Oh my gosh, Grim Matt. I mean, again, this is before understanding the power of the lobber for that fight. But Grim, he made me cry on normal mode. Yeah, not even expert.
It wasn't. Not even expert. And you guys can watch it. Like I think it's like episode 4. And I play against Grim Matchstick for the majority of it, and you can just see me getting more and more stressed out as I go along, just on normal mode. And at the end of every fight that I won, I would go, Cuphead, because it goes Cuphead, you know, it says that, and I would mimic it. But with this one, I just didn't even have it in me, so the game, when I beat him, went, Cuphead! And I went, that was unreasonably hard. I have been reduced to tears. I'm not even angry anymore. I'm just sad. Cuphead. I was so defeated that
I thought you were pissed. I thought you were like, "Fuck this!" Like I
wasn't
don't
even
care.
angry. I wasn't. I had to explain. I said, and I remember my exact words. I said, "I'm not even angry anymore. I'm just sad." And there was literally comments comforting me, saying, "Oh my God, we hope you're okay." You know, there's people like, "Oh, it's so sad to see you cry. Are you all right?" I'm like,
how he was with Grim was how I was after doing Hilda on live. Like I was past mad.
Yeah.
It's when you're just like you're sad, defeated, deflated.
Yeah.
You're
You're bummed out. Your whole day takes a fucking nosedive because of this shit.
You don't want to think about it anymore for a while. You're just like
it was Grim Matchstick that made me realize how bad stress is for me. And it's going to sound ridiculous that I learned that from a game and it took me to get at that point before I recognized it. But I literally had to stop playing. I don't know if I've ever told anyone this. I literally had to stop playing against Grim Matchstick to throw up. Like, I was so mad and frustrated that I was physically and honestly sick. Like, I threw up out of pure rage because I was just so, like, tense. A bit like, I was holding the controller. I had the controller like this. And I was holding the controller so hard. I've got it down, still got it. I was squeezing the controller so hard that it cracked all the way down, and it just like cracked in my hands because I was shattering the bloody structural integrity of my control pad with how fucking upset I was. And when I came back, I wanted to hit record, but I looked like I'd thrown up. And I was like, I look like I've just fucking died in real life. You know, I look like this guy's actually beating me. So I had to take a break. I had to literally go back and take a couple of hours to myself and then come back to him. You guys don't see that in the video. I just skip from one rage to another. But, you know, because I didn't want you to see how badly it had affected me. But my God, yeah, I was like, shit, this is really unhealthy. Maybe I shouldn't do this.
Everybody, he's explaining this when he was doing this on normal mode.
Yes,
okay?
normal. This
was not expert.
Nah, this wasn't
and
expert.
So for me, I first played, I don't know how David and I finished it together on co-op together. I don't know how we did it, but we did it.
Yeah.
And then I did it again on my other account just to test it out because I wanted to see, like, I remember Grim being a problem.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, I got to remember how this was. And then I a couple hours later, tears down my face, I finally beat him. But like, and I haven't been to the point of anger for like, I've been driven to tears from a game in a long time. But that Grim did it. And then when I'm doing it on stream and I'm first playing at normal mode, people are telling me like, bro, you got to get Lobber. And I'm like, oh, okay. You know,
yeah,
hey,
sure.
you guys know more than I do. I'll go get Lobber. And holy shit.
Damn,
Lobber
for phase 2 especially.
Phase 2 is nothing with Lobber. No. And I'm like, this is what Lobber was made for. Like, it was made for this phase of this fight. But you know what? I don't care because it makes it so much. Because for me, the second phase was where I struggled the most.
Yeah.
Because I had a hard time dodging the little flame balls that would show up and everything. But like between using like a full super and then using Lobber after that, it's like, yeah, it's barely a phase. And then it's become like just dodging the third phase, which that's still a problem. Because the fucking flame ball will shoot out into other missiles, which is like, really, dude. So you got to be really smart and play safe. But yeah, it's still a problem though. Fucking Grim Matchstick. You know what? I'm trying to think of here. First time,
right?
First time expert.
Really honest.
From start to start.
I've got him right up there with the like.
He's definitely in the. I'm trying to think though. Is he ahead of Rumor or before Rumor?
It's a tough.
That's what I want to. I'm trying to think.
He's not
right?
Saltbaker, but he's definitely.
Oh well, yeah. No one's Saltbaker, but like I'm trying to think though. Is he before or after Rumor?
I think I had more trouble with Rumor than I did with Grim. even though he had a worse effect on me, it was because he was the hardest one I'd faced up until that point.
That was normal mode.
Exactly,
that was first time,
yeah.
Period.
But even on expert, even on expert, I find so when I recently did my, sorry I keep referencing it, but it's the last time I played. When I did my Zero Deaths playthrough, Grim Matchstick was the first sticking point. He was the first point where I actually thought I might lose. This is where the rest of them, I went into every fight knowing I was going to win. Grim was the first one, and he still is, even when I do it now, a point where I can S-rank pretty much everything. He's still one that concerns me. He's always the
for
first
most players.
One.
For most players. Yeah, because he shouldn't be in World 2. He is way too hard.
He's like World 3 level, and again,
like honestly, it's weird. Like they should have taken Wally and Grim, and like swapped them with like Vermin and like Brinybeard,
or Stageplay.
Yeah. Well, Stageplay should have been just added. Should have been the 6th boss for World 1. Yeah.
I think.
But they could have swapped out. They could have swapped out Grim and Wally and replaced them with like Briny or Vermin or maybe Kahl or something. Because like Briny's way too easy for World 3, and Grim and Wally are way too hard for World 2.
Maybe.
Especially Wally, because like Wally you can get to him pretty quickly.
Yeah, he's like the second one in. If
you're just playing the game for first time, you get to Wally, and for most players it seems, it's like, what the fuck, what's going on? Like it's just like not even, there's like no graduality at all.
No, there isn't. I think that's the thing. I think that might be why they balanced it like that, to let you know it's going to get this hard, but we'll sprinkle it with a little bit of easy, and that's why they put some World 3s in World 2.
Yeah. For me though, I'm trying to think. I think I personally had a harder time with Grim than Rumor. But then again, I was able to beat Grim with David when we were absolute noobs and we were both just using fucking pea shooter, and didn't know anything. But Rumor stopped our playthrough. So you know what? I think I'll have to give, for a first time run through on expert, I think I'm gonna have to give the edge to Rumor.
Yeah, agreed. I think I will. Too. And that pretty much concludes our thing, because I agree, he's got to be just behind Rumor, but not ahead, like nowhere near Saltbaker. Like Saltbaker's like these two together, like the other two, the Rumor and Grim combined make Saltbaker. But that's pretty much it. I do have these other. I don't know
about the King's Gauntlet thing. Yeah, it's so different.
It's not really a fight. And even if we were to just do the whole gauntlet, because I've got all of them individually down here. The pawns, the knight, the bishop, the castle, and the rook and the queen. But if we were to just take the queen and rank the gauntlet as a whole,
if I did the gauntlet as a whole, then because it's a bit tricky, because like the pawns or whatever.
Yeah.
The knight's just annoying as fuck.
Yeah, he just takes too long, but he's not hard.
Takes 1,000 years.
The rook for me was hard.
The rook is a bit tricky.
Yeah. The bishop the bishop was all right.
The bishop's all right. The queen's all right.
Yeah. I honestly think the whole thing can go as like a medium meh. Like the whole thing.
I'm trying to think. Was that whole gauntlet? Oh, I guess if we're looking at the gauntlet.
Yeah, not individuals, because we'll be here for the next 2 hours. But
it only took me a couple tries though. Even the gauntlet itself.
Yeah, the gauntlet itself I beat on like my 3rd try after doing each of them individually.
I don't think even the gauntlet is harder than all those bosses ahead of it.
Really?
I would put it either as the top or the least meh. Or, well, I'm trying to think. I mean, I don't know if I even had I think I had more of a trouble with Djimmi than I did with the gauntlet.
Did you? I found the gauntlet particularly difficult, but I think it's because I was trying to use Cuphead, and it's not designed for Cuphead. In fact, most of the DLC is designed to encourage you to use Miss Chalice, because she plays differently.
Who did I even use for my expert run?
I tried it with Cuphead.
Oh, no, it wasn't Chalice, because I don't like Chalice that much. No, so actually, I did use it with Mugman and Cuphead, too.
Yeah.
But the gauntlet doesn't have a difficulty. The gauntlet doesn't have a difficulty,
though. It doesn't, which is another reason why I wasn't going to put it in this list, where I figure it's, if we don't, people will get curious as to where we would rank it against the rest of the bosses.
And so I also did the gauntlet as Mugman. So not Miss Chalice. And I honestly, if you want my full opinion is like behind King Dice.
Behind King Dice, right? Okay.
That's my opinion.
Do you think we could come to an agreement of lowest meh based on the fact that I actually find the gauntlet harder than anything in meh at the moment?
I think you were a bum at pairing.
I actually am. Yeah,
that's what I think.
I put a lot of it down to the fact that it's so different. Like, I'm used to shooting stuff. And when it takes that away from you, like Wally Warbles on Expert, it takes away everything you knew about Cuphead. It's like, right, how do I beat this boss? Well, you shoot fuck out of him. It's like, oh, but I can't shoot. Oh, okay. Well, at least you can use your charms.
That's why he doesn't like the flying levels.
Yeah.
And I think that's why I do, because everything then becomes neutral.
Yes, neutral ground. You can't just like
everything's neutral. It's just their attacks versus your attacks.
Yeah.
And that's it. And I think that works, I guess, really well for me.
Yeah, and different for me. I like to scale, so it's like, if I'm having trouble, it's like, shit, I can't beat this guy with a pea shooter. Better go Super Saiyan and buy a fuckload of upgrades, and then all of a sudden I win. It's like,
Yeah, and with obviously the King's Gauntlet, it's just pairing. That's all it is. It's just their attacks versus your parries.
Yeah,
and that's it.
It forces you to do that, which I don't particularly like. But RJ takes to that like a fish to water, because
apparently so. Yeah. And I didn't have. I mean, yes, a couple times were issue. I mean, the knight is annoying, takes forever. The rook is a bit tricky because so much shit's flying at you at once. Yeah. Bishop can be a bit annoying if you take too long or you get caught, but and the queen is just fucking annoying. It's just so hard to aim.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Like the shots at her, which is that's just more. It's just like, I think, bad design in my opinion. But fine. I'll let you put him in the last meh. I'll let you put him in the last meh, even though it's not. It's just because Gemini's garbage at bearing, apparently.
That, and I'm a big baby, and I'll have a tantrum if he doesn't let me have my own way. So, and you guys all know that if you've seen my playthrough. RJ does. He's seen me have a tantrum a few times. But yeah, so that's gonna do it, guys. I think we are all done here. RJ, are there any last minute things you want to say? Do you want to address our viewers? Do you want to make any manipulations to our list, or shall I save it here and call it a day?
I hate Glumstone with all in my heart. And I hate Dr. Kahl as well. Esther for life.
Esther for life.
Plane levels are the best. Yeah. No, this was a lot of fun. It's been a lot of fun. I hope you guys enjoyed this.
Like, I hope you guys can listen to us for 2 hours. Like,
yeah.
But I agree, this has been a long time coming, and it's rare that me and RJ get to actually sit down and spend a lot of time discussing something. So we figured we might as well do it this way and get paid for it. So,
well, I'm not getting paid for it.
Oh, yeah, sure, yeah, shit. He's not, I'll pay RJ for it.
All right.
Yeah, I'll pay you for your time and your services. Yeah, so thank you so much for watching, guys. Don't forget to smash like on this video and subscribe. Ring the little notification bell so that you guys know when our collabs will come up as well, because that's going to be uploaded before long. We're going to work on that quite soon, I think. It's pretty much done. So I promise it's happening. It's happening, I swear. So stay tuned for that. And have you got any closing comments there, RJ?
I already said them, man.
Yeah, that's
Glumstone can suck my dick. I hate Glumstone so much. Oh my god, I'm getting mad rethinking about it. Like, I hate Glumstone so. I hate Glumstone more than I hate like Rumor and Grim.
Bro.
And Grim made me cry.
Yeah.
I still hate Glumstone and Dr. Kahl more. So
fair enough.
That's all. They can go to hell. They can burn in hell for all I care.
Alright, guys. Well, I'm going to go comfort RJ so that he doesn't have an aneurysm. Thank you so much for watching.
Too late.
But until next time, that's game over.